Hi, this is Corey. Let's see about making something like that shape I had in the image here. So let's start just by rotating this up to 90 degrees. So I hold the J key to get the snapping as I rotate the manip there, or I can just type it into the channel box. Now the first thing I want to do is start to give some sort of random sizes to some of these faces. So I could go in here and do it one at a time, which might be a little bit tedious, and depending on what you do, if you pick a few of them, it's going to scale around the center. So what I can do is pick a few of these, and if I use the Edit Mesh Transform Components tool and just click on Scale, then they're going to go about their midpoint. So let's grab a few more, just hit the G key, go into scale mode, do that again, and let's grab a few more faces here and randomize the shape a little bit more. So this is all just to get an interesting shape to things. So that's decent for now. Next thing I want to do is just take some faces here now and start to delete them. So actually put the holes in the surface. So I'm trying to sort of randomly pick some stuff here. One more up there, like that, and delete those. So if we go into the smooth preview mode, if I go to 3, you'll see that we get those smoothed edges in there, and so you'll start to see where the holes are going to be. If you want this to be bigger, you can get in here and adjust any of these. I've actually got a weird setting on my scale tool here, so I'm just going to reset that there, turn off the normals average there, so that the scaling is actually happening about the midpoint. So again, you can get in there and adjust any of these as you like. So the next step we want to do is start to split this. So we want to create the ridges in the mesh. So I'm going to turn off the smooth preview mode. So I hit 3 before, I'm going to press 1 now to do that. And I'm just going to start splitting through the mesh to figure out, or to define where I want some creases to happen. So, something like this might be interesting. I'll hit the Y key and let's do another one down through here maybe. And maybe one like this. Okay. So the next thing is to actually grab these edges that I've inserted now. So I'm going to pick 3 of them on each, or one on each of the 3, and using my control right mouse button of Edge Loop Utilities to Edge Loop, that will select all of them. And if I just tilt it slightly, I can pull those out. Okay. So what we'll do next is to, while we have those selected, let's edit mesh and use the crease tool. So using the crease tool, I can actually slide those values. So I'm going to crank it up as high as it goes there. And when we go into 3 mode of the smooth display, you can see that we start to see the creasing show up there. So if we go back to object mode, it should get rid of those. Okay. Now right now those look a little more veiny than creased. So if I press the page up key, I can increase my number of divisions on there, and you see we'll get better creasing on that. So finally, the next step is how do we get that to look a little bit more like a wall and give those holes some depth. So if we just right mouse button again, select all the faces, using shift right mouse button to get here, and you hit the extrude face. So that gives us the extruded faces, and I'll just push those back a little bit. You can decide what you want your thickness to be. That might be more than I want. Let's say maybe 0.1 here. And Going back to object mode, just to deselect, so there we can see the creases on there again. So let's tilt that around a little bit, and then you can start to see the creases. And if you want to go back and edit any of this, like the size of those holes, for example, you've got that flexibility. So I'll just go into vertex mode here, for example. And I think I've got a little bit of lag from the recording software. And just scale that up, maybe not so much. And if I wanted to, maybe change the shape through there, get some more smoother lines like that, I can get in and just continue to tweak these things as I like, or put in more edges if I need. So hopefully that makes sense, and gives sort of a decent idea of how to create some interesting shapes.